Going to talk today about the advice gap. The advice gap is, I think, rather more of a chasm between those who want or need financial advice and those that can actually get it. And it's fairly typical of financial services that we find jargon like the advice gap that actually needs explaining when we're talking about the problems of advising people who need stuff explaining. Anyway, the bottom line is, for most advisors, the bottom line, that it's actually not worth their while talking to anyone with less than a certain amount to invest because they can't or won't be able to afford to pay for the advice. Now, this is a situation which will only get worse if we all have to move, as the regulator would prefer, I think, to fixed fees rather than taking our charge as a percentage from your investments. And in fact, the last change that was made to the way we earn our money when commission was outlawed has probably done most damage. For better, or I'd say for worse, no one now knocks on your door or rings your phone to try and sell you life insurance, a savings plan or a pension. Now, some of those old policies that were sold in the good old bad old days may not have been great, but most of those who actually held on to them and still have them are glad that they do still have them. We, or the Sinister, Faceless Mandarins who make the rules, should have learned by now that just making something cheap, reducing the charges on pensions, investments and savings, or making them more transparent, won't be the thing that will encourage those who won't or can't to save money or to take out protection. Now, our approach is that we will talk to anyone. We don't have any requirement for a minimum level of wealth. If we can't help you now, we'll at least point you in the right direction and ask you to leave us a great review. And then maybe, as sometimes does happen, when we can help, we'll be the ones you come back to. In the words of Barbara Streisand, we're all people who need people, and people who need people are the luckiest people in the world.